Good afternoon, my name is George. I'm a senior marketing manager at Fargonet. And today I would like to share some experiences we made in the past with our app. And let me just start right away. You know, the thing is, since we were kids, we have been asking a lot of questions. Because we were curious about the world and we wanted to understand how the world works. But the older we became, the more we realized that it's not only about fact-based knowledge, it's also about personal advices, personal experiences we share with our friends, with our families, with the people around us. And that's exactly the reason why we are all here today, right? Because we would like to share our experiences and we would like to learn from each other. And this is exactly what we do. Gute Fargonet, for the English friends, which means good question, is the largest community for personal experiences and for personal advices in the German-speaking area. And when saying largest, that means we are number 4 website in Germany, and we are number 1 mobile website in Germany when it comes to the monthly net reach. Why are we so large? Because we have a huge pool of content, user-generated content. We have millions of questions asked, we have millions of answers given, and that's pretty much the core of our business. And that's the most important thing for us. We need people to get registered and then produce a lot of content. So user retention, user engagement within our community is super important for us. And we think the best way to increase this are apps, because apps are the way people consume and, even more important, generate content nowadays. So we started developing an iOS app, and we did this by establishing a cross-functional team in our company, including colleagues from all different departments like community management, marketing, UX designers, iOS developers, of course. And from the very first moment we started developing our iOS app, we started blogging because we wanted to let the people out there know about our progress and how we do. We established a beta testing community because for us it was very important to develop the app very close with our users. And it was really very interesting to receive feedback from them. We did a lot of UX cinema sessions. If you don't know what it is, it's super fun. We invited people, not necessarily users from our app. We invited them to our office, and we have a special room, and we put those people in the room and we give them tasks to solve. And then we observe them very carefully, and it's super weird and super interesting at the same time, and it's really, really helpful to improve your product. And we did a lot of user interviews. We asked the people, honestly, why do you even use our app? When do you use it? How do you use it? And we made them talk. So this is what our app looks right now. This is what it looks like, what it looks like now in the App Store. To give you some numbers, right now we have a 4-star rating. And within the last 30 days, we had around 25,000 active users, which is not much, I know that. The reason is we are still kind of in the silent mode. We haven't done much promotion yet. And we were like, well, we made a good progress and we get a lot of good feedback, but of course we were interested in get more feedback. So we met with Apple in Munich, and lucky for us, they're just around the corner, so that was pretty convenient. And we asked them to give us some feedback to our app. And our icebreaker was, we told them, of course, we will develop an Android app too. And they said, well, that's totally fine. I mean, everybody knows about the market share of Android in Germany, so we have to develop an Android app. And they said, we totally understand that that's totally cool, but please watch out that you make it not identical. And they said, when talking about your iOS app, make it universal, because you guys want people to create content. And when looking on the mobile world right now, there's no better way creating content than using a tablet. And they ask us a very, very nice question. Nice, because we never thought about this, and it sounds so simple. It was, do people know your app icon? Do they recognize it? Because it looks so different than your brand logo. And will it still work if put in a folder, you know, on the home screen, because it gets so, so small. And we talked about the App Store. And they said your first screenshot really has to deliver. That one really has to rock, which means get rid of screenshots showing devices. And we heard that earlier. Keep it simple, because Apple said that to us. You don't want to sell our devices, you want to sell your app. Which means also get rid of marketing blah blah, because we added cool marketing stuff, you know, on the screenshot, which is stupid, because you should use all the space you have available to show your product. And we talked about the app definition statement, which is super important and should be an essential part of every app description. It's only one sentence, which answers the following questions. What is the app for? Who is the app for? And why is your app unique? But for us, the most interesting feedback was, think about a pack of feature release, which means you can either publish update by update by update by update, or you wait a little bit and you summarize all your features and you make it big. Why making it big? Because the bigger you make your new release, the more interesting you get for all your promotion plan. And the more attention you can raise for the App Store, and I'm talking about the editorial department at the App Store, because this is exactly what they want. And this is what we do. We are going to submit, unfortunately, next week. We had to reschedule a little bit. We are going to submit the biggest update we have ever published next week with a new design, with a new onboarding process, with a lot of new features. So the moment we were aware about our product strategy, we started to think about our promotion strategy. So what we did at first was super basic, super simple. We started to test different stories we wanted to tell the users by using Google AdWords. And for us, at the end, it was all about the old buzzword game. Especially for us, you know, buzzwords like for free and new, super important, had a big impact. And the next step, we created mobile display ads to test a mobile display ad campaign. And we did this with our friends from TradeMob, and we noticed one thing really kicked us, and it was, of course, people downloaded our app, but they didn't get registered, which was quite a bummer, because this is exactly what we want. We want people to get registered and then produce content. And we were thinking about, why is that? We thought about this issue and we realized that was because of two less options to get into the app, two less options to get registered. So we integrated the Facebook Connect button. And the moment we integrated, we added the Facebook Connect button, our onboarding quote increased from a little less than 30% up to 65%. So that was quite an increase for us. And we said, well, apparently Facebook is such an important gateway for our users to come into our app. So what we should do is to test Facebook mobile app install ads. I love that word. And this is what we did. Right here you can see several different visuals we tested. And we tested those visuals combined with different stories within different target groups. And here's the interactive part of my presentation. Just take a look at those creatives. And on the first look, on your feeling, what do you think? What is your guess? Was the most successful? Just shout me a number. What do you think? 2. 1. It's like an auction. 1, 1. 2. It was 2. And you know what? I lost a bet in the company because I was so sure it's going to be number 4. And 4, yeah, I know. And 4 was the worst. But it doesn't matter. What matters is we made a lot of new learnings. One was, don't you dare to think you know your audience just because you did some research in the past, and past was yesterday. You have to get to know your audience again and again and again and again. Be specific. What's in it for me? That's a question every user asks. Show them, tell them what to expect from your product. And for us, Facebook app install ads were quite good to build a continuous reach, but they were not good to create a big buzz. And this is exactly what we want, because we have a great product story to tell, so we want to generate a big buzz. And to give you some more numbers, in our category social networks for free, while we used the Facebook app install ads, we rose 7 positions in this category within 4 days, which is not much. But it gave us a good feeling to understand the update frequency within the App Store, which is super important for your promotion strategy, for your promotion campaign, if you understand how the update process works, you know? And so far so good. Here's what we did over the last couple of weeks. We created and finished our marketing plan, including ASO, preview video, for example, and new screenshots because they sucked, as we learned. And PR strategy, media strategy. We are going to invest a lot in PR and media. We're going to spend quite some money. On-site marketing, newsletter marketing. We created and sent a preview presentation to the friends from the App Store to make them aware that something big is coming up. By the way, another feedback from Apple was, if you're going to release a huge update package, make sure you have at least a 4-star rating, because every time you make something new, existing users don't know and are confused with, you have to be prepared that some bad reviews will come. And then we received an email we were looking forward to, which said your app is being considered to be featured in the App Store. And of course, that is not a guarantee. It's nice, and it was a great feedback, you know, for our relationship we built with Apple. So we had to create and we had to develop, we had to submit the artwork required, in our time frame we had was 5 days. Then we had a final meeting with Apple to talk about the latest status, to tell them, actually they ask us, when would you like to submit, when would you like to be live? And the moment you can really specify those dates is, once again, super helpful for all the other promotion plans you would like to do. And the last point was, we briefed every employee in our company, which sounds simple, but everybody should know that something big is coming up. And especially the guys from operations and IT, because we are expecting to have a lot of users trying to get connected with our app at the same time. So, as I told you, we are going to submit next week, next Wednesday, and a couple of days later, which will be the first week of December, we will launch our promotion campaign. And I would really like to share those learnings we will make and the results we will have with all of you, if you are interested. So if you are, I would be really happy if you either talk to me after the presentation or in the next break, or if you just drop me an email, and I will send you feedbacks and learnings and more experiences and results from a very big launch campaign coming up. Thank you very much for your attention, and enjoy Berlin. Cheers.